Welcome to the living room.
How's it going?
That's the name of our newsletter in case you're not subscribed to it.
Yeah, link in the description. You can subscribe to it.
Yeah, we send out newsletters almost weekly.
Just like this YouTube.
That's right.
series.
Sometimes life interferes with work.
Yeah, especially for you this week.
Yeah, we are the chair people of the book fair at our daughter's school, and it occupied a lot of my time last week.
Amanda put in a solid 40 hours at the book fair. I was not there nearly as much as she was because I was
keeping the work
trying to
going.
make money for our family because the book fair is not
Not lucrative.
it's not a paying gig.
No, it's not. And lots of funny stories with kids not understanding money.
Our fourth and fifth graders, so they can be forgiven to some extent. But
It's true. And they really, really crack me up. The ones that crack me up the most are the ones that are just like, I've got all these books.
I have $6.
And now I'm like, you can't afford all of that. And then they just stare at you and like, you have to put stuff back. And I'm like, but I want all of it. Like, well, I understand. That happens to me as well.
It's life lessons as well as the book fair.
Yeah. So been doing that.
Yeah.
Got another day of it actually.
One more day of the book fair, and then our time as co-chair persons of the book fair are over.
So it's been good. This is 2 book fairs.
Well,
though.
1 year, 2 book fairs, but anyway,
That's what I've been doing, book fairing.
yeah,
And there's been some work happening. Scott's been doing some stuff.
we've helped some sellers close out their home that they were selling and ending kind of that chapter for them, and then some friends of ours.
Wait, so in case that was a little unclear to me, so it may have been to the people as well. We helped somebody sell their home.
Sell their home. Yes, because they had already bought and moved away, and so that they needed to sell this house, and we helped them do that. And then also some friends of ours who we've known for a very long time are moving back to Clinton, and we helped them get a house under contract. So
Yeah.
excited for them.
They looked a couple of different times and found one that they really, really liked. It resonated with them. So we were happy for them. It's a good house.
It's always a challenge, and I felt like they felt some pressure because they don't live here and they are in town visiting and trying to decide quickly on a home. But they found one that, it felt like immediate that they wanted that one. So I felt good for them on that one.
Yeah, I was happy for them. Finally found what they were looking for.
Yeah, met with some prospective buyers even yesterday. Somebody, again, we like to use this word, referrals. A client of ours referred their coworkers to us, which we're very, very grateful for, and talk to them about what they need for their new home. So excited to get started working with them.
Yeah, the husband is a doctor here, and his wife is beginning her residency, and that she got matched here at UMC, and so she's going to be here for 4 years, and they decided to go ahead and buy, and we're gonna help them do that.
Yeah. So
They narrowed down what they want, which is helpful when starting a home search.
yeah, because we have some people that don't narrow anything down, and it's a big funnel at the top.
Yeah. So we did that. We also looked at a few new construction homes and did some video about that. There's a couple of neighborhoods in Clinton where the builder is offering some really good incentives right now. And so we were talking about, we did a video, I think I referenced that, about why now might be a good time to buy a new construction home.
Yeah, and the one way we sort of couched it was really related to what's a current event right now, which has sort of been walked back a little bit. It's these tariffs, and what we know is not much about that. But what we do know is that tariffs or not, houses will become more expensive the further you get down the road. That's just a fact of life. And so next year things will cost more than they do this year. And so that's true of new construction. That's generally true of houses
Yeah.
across the board.
Which we all want real estate to appreciate.
As property owners, that's what's part of your wealth building strategy is your real estate. So.
And so there are some, I mean, not just in Clinton, other builders are doing it as well, offering some incentives. And if you are interested in that, let us know. If you already have an agent, let them know. And if it's the right time to buy for you, buy away.
If you can
Don't
do
wait.
it, if you can do it now,
like,
yeah.
I mean, we actually had a conversation this morning about the interest rate is too high, and yeah, all the things people say, and it may be higher than what you want, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and this is sort of cliche now because we hear it all the time, but it is historically low, they say. So 6-7%, whatever it is now, in the grand scheme of things, is not a high interest rate historically. Now, it's high if you have a 3% interest rate, and you got used to that. But generally speaking, 6% is low, and honestly, it's below average.
Also, something that happened, a tree fell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, here's where we run some B-roll. But yeah, one of our investment properties, our tenant called, and it was a Sunday evening last week, and I had my do not disturb on, and he kept calling, and finally broke through whatever my settings for do not disturb are, and said, "Hey, tree fell in the house." And so rushed over there, and fortunately nobody was hurt. Very little damage was actually done at the house. It just kind of punched a hole in the roof, but it was scary because it was right over their son's room.
Also, the biggest tree in the yard, a huge, I mean, it went over part of the house even. It's really a blessing that the tree fell in the way that it did, because it really could have taken out the whole house.
Yeah, it was, 4 feet in diameter at the base, and it's just a massive tree. And so we got the tree off the house within the next day, and some damage that was...
We didn't.
No.
We paid somebody to.
Somebody got paid a lot of money to do that.
Thank you,
Jonathan Poe.
Jonathan Poe.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he did great. He jumped
Yeah.
right on it. Very appreciative of him of getting able to get to us that quickly. And then an electrician had to fix some electrical stuff because it took down some power lines and got the power back on. And so yeah,
The power to a couple of houses.
yeah, it knocked out half the street. But all repaired.
So now the whole house looks different because that giant tree is gone. A tree next to it, which was dead but somehow stayed up,
We got taken
that
down.
was taken down. And so when they brought in the equipment to take down the tree, to remove the tree, it
There's no
messed
grass.
up the whole front yard. Which you also discovered a septic tank.
That was a surprise, was we found an old, not in use, a septic tank from when the house was built in 1955, and trying to figure out what to do about that now when we get ready to landscape it, because it presents some obstacles for us.
So now we're gonna hopefully make the front look better.
Yeah. In addition to getting a new roof, and
I know I want to do some. Like the roof is not fun to me. The things we've done to this house are not fun things.
but necessary.
Yeah, you gotta have a roof. You gotta have foundation. But I want to do some fun things. So hopefully we're getting a little closer to be able to make it a nicer looking.
Yeah, we're about to be at a
Front.
spot where the tenants that are in there, we're helping them buy a home, and so there'll be a time when they move out, that we can do some updates and fun things to it before the next tenants.
That's right. I think that's kind of a high level what's been going on.
Yeah, a lot of book fair and
Yeah.
a lot of trees and yards.
Also, all of you will be pleased to know that I have a white microphone.
You probably didn't even
You probably
see it.
didn't even see it because it blends in nicely. So I'm not in the, but my hair is gonna rub up against it now. But if you remember, I was having the beef with the microphone, the color of it anyway. So now it blends with my shirt.
Mine doesn't blend at all.
It doesn't bother you though.
No. Well, that's this week.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye.